is that we should always understand our religion is extremely diverse. And that diversity, although it's manifest on the tongue of the ulama, because ultimately it was first on the tongue of the Prophet ﷺ, when the great Imams of Islam, his name is Abdullah ibn Wahhab. Abdullah ibn Wahhab is the greatest student of Imam Malik radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He said, I memorized that many ahadith, not the 40 hadith of Nawawi, but we're talking hundreds and thousands of hadith. He said, I memorized that many till I became confused. Because it's all difference, it's all contradiction. I became confused about the religion until Imam Malik, and he said if it wasn't for Imam Malik, lahalakt, I would have been destroyed. Imam Malik saved my life, because then he showed me how do you make all of that you memorize applicable according to time and circumstance. Okay? Now that's really important. That's how the unity of the Ummah comes about, accept people in their differences.
One more question there.
Last question then. I am advised to stick to the following. I am advised to stick to following one madhab. What do I do if there is stronger evidence to support performing an act? Example: the qasr, combined prayer according to the madhab. And the first and foremost, that the advice to follow one madhab is an advice. Okay, it's an advice. How you follow a madhab is not something which is sort of wajib in the religion, but it's something that many of the ulama recommend, and we're not going to find one single alim one in the history of Islam from the formation of madhabs that didn't follow a madhab. Every single alim followed the madhab, including Ibn Taymiyyah is a Hanbali, Ibn Qayyim Hanbali, these are Hanbali ulama. Okay, so it's advised to follow, but it's not necessarily wajib. And what I learned from my teachers who were Shafi'i ulama, al-amila madhabala, that the common people have no madhab. It's permissible for the common people not to follow a madhab, yani so long as what they follow is valid by one of the schools of jurisprudence. Okay, so that's fine. But why is it better to follow a madhab? Because you take your nafs out of the situation. And Allah says, وَنَهَا النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَى فِإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. The one who removes his nafs from the situation, paradise will become his natural abode. But when we are talking about what? Yani, I like this opinion, I like that opinion. Who's the I? Where does the I come from? Okay, and then the issue that, what do I do if there is stronger evidence? I guarantee you don't know what stronger evidence is. Guarantee you. Hatman, you're not going to know what stronger evidence is. Okay? Our religion is not that simple when it gets to evidences. Okay, so you say, what is the stronger evidence? Because it's in Bukhari, it's the strongest evidence. Sorry. Not because it's in Bukhari, it's the strongest evidence. Okay, so you have to understand what is evidence first and foremost. That's something you study in what's considered the most highest refined science of Islam, which is known as usul al-fiqh, and legal theory. That's where you study evidences. And evidences are not Quran and Sunnah alone. Evidences can be 20 plus. Okay? There's a lot of different ways things are substantiated in the religion. And there are things that are not from hadith or from Quran that ulama can consider more stronger than the hadith in and of themselves in specific circumstances. So you can't really understand evidences. That's what the ulama are there for. They understand evidences in its vastness. And the reason why there's differences of opinion is because of the difference in understanding of what is evidence in the first place. What is admissible evidence in a court of law, admissible evidence in a court of aqeedah or what have you. That's why you have differences of opinion. Imam Abu Hanifa differs with Malik upon what is evidence, admissible evidence. Differs with Shafi'i. Look, even about qasr, an example, Rafa' yadayn, do I raise my hands or not? A hadith would say you do. The people of Kufa didn't, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib didn't, Imam al-Awza'i debated Imam Abu Hanifa, why don't you raise your hands? I'll put you my sanad. Here's my evidence that you should raise your hands. Prophet raised his hands before and after ruku'. Imam Abu Hanifa gave his sanad. I'll give you proof Prophet didn't raise his hands. And then Abu Hanifa said, and I'm going to show you my chain of transmission is stronger than yours. And played off chains of transmission. Says, my hadith stronger than yours. What are you saying? فَسَكَتَ الْأَوْزَاعِي. Awza'i remained silent and walked. And if you can argue on that level, then maybe you have an issue about evidence. You can speak about evidence. If you don't, then khalas, it's best just to take the opinion of the ulama because they are sound. The opinions of the ulama are sound. And remember, the opinions of schools are not the opinions of one person, but they're the opinions of tens and thousands of scholars combined who have came to the same conclusion. That's very important because some of the things people quote about today about madhabs being what? We don't follow a man. Well, yeah, we don't. The only man we follow is the Prophet ﷺ. A madhab is not a man. That's what's called a madhab. It's a school. And since whenever you walked into a school, you've only found one person sitting there. So, let's see.